What's up, everyone? I'm making a pillow right now, just kind of like a prototype pillow for a company. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing here. So basically, we had these screen printed, right? And my friend works at a screen printer. You guys might have seen that video, so he printed these for me. And this is printed on a duck canvas. They call this duck canvas. So what I'm doing now is just putting them in, or cutting them out. So basically I have another scrap here that I'm going to use for the backing of it. So it's kind of wrinkly, but whatever. This is just like a prototype type of thing. Whenever I do pillows for anyone, like a company requests some pillows in this case, I'll make just one or two, you know, just to see if they look okay. So usually I would make a pattern, but this one I think I'm just going to cut it out with the other one as the guide. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So here we go. This has been cut and there's a backing now to it. And then now we have to decide where the tag will go. So every Throwboy pillow has a tag roughly up in the top middle right here. So instead of like trying to figure it out just based on measuring it, I'm going to cheat a little bit. So over here in my little drawer of goodies, these are all patterns that I've made over the years since starting Throwboy. They're really filed badly right now, but all of these are patterns. So let's see, like I'll pull one out and it's like, oh, that's the like pattern. Or what else do we have here? This triangle is the Mitchell Davis triangle pillow, and so on and so forth. But then I also have patterns that are backs. So this is a back of the chat pillow, and as you can see, it has a little slot for the tag. So I have lots of square pillows, such as the subscribe pillow. So I can use this on the Twitter pillow that I'm making right now, like this. So I'm just going to cheat a little bit and use this as the guide to know where to put the tag. I have these Throwboy tags that I use for all the orders, and they just look like this. So I'm just going to place this in right here with glue, with just a glue stick, just temporarily, so it can be sewn on afterwards. Just glue it down. Alright. Cool. So now we have the front and back of the pillow that will get made, and now it's time to sew. So my sewing machine over here, the old Singer machine, it doesn't have an on and off switch, so you have to plug it in. I believe it was made in the 57, I think. It's my grandmother's old sewing machine. We also have another tag that goes on the pillow. Looks like this. It's called an under tag that goes right underneath this tag. This is one of my little inventions. It tells you kind of the instructions, like it says it's surface washable, it says the date on it, like the copyright date and stuff. And when I came up with this tag, this was another kind of invention I thought of, was the idea behind it was, instead of lots of other pillows or plush toys that you see out there where they have a big tag that sticks out of the side and a lot of times people just cut it off, I really didn't want that. I wanted it to be something that was kind of just subtle. I also wanted it to have some sort of a function because I wanted to be able to hang the pillows on the wall. I used the tag on the back of the Throwboy pillows to hang them on the wall. That's another kind of cool thing you can do with the pillows that is made possible by the tag. Now, second tag. Okay, so here's the tricky part. You have to actually sew underneath this flap. All right, there we go. Nice and sturdy. You can see it's sewn on really many times over. The reason I do it so many times is because when I first started, I think we did it like once, and we're just like, okay, cool, we got, you know, we sewed it down once on each side. And then we found out that kids, like especially small kids, their favorite thing to do was like to put their hand they can fit their entire little hand underneath the tag and just start swinging their arm around. And I was like, oh my god, we gotta make this like way more child-proof, you know, or at least try to, you know. So now we sew it back and forth like a whole bunch of times, and we do that for any sort of like thing that sticks out of any of our pillows, because just the, you know, just the idea of like somebody messing with it so much that it just rips off sucks. Like, we don't want to hear about people's pillows ripping off, you know, ripping apart. So that's why this is sewn on like a whole bunch of times. Step 2, we need the pillow top. So this is the pillow top, and it's gonna get sewn over here on top of this. These two pieces get sewn face to face, get lined up like this, using the blue thread to match the blue. So we need to line these up to be the same on all sides, all corners. Make sure that the words are going to be facing up. Yes, okay, good. So we leave an opening at the bottom of the pillow, and that's so that you can stuff it when you're done sewing the outer edge of it. Alright, when you get to about here, so I've gotten to the whole thing, and now I've gotten to the back to almost the start. You want to leave a space that your hand can fit in so that you can actually stuff the pillow. On these two edges where you're leaving an opening, remember to sew forward and backward a couple times, at least one time, because when you're stuffing the pillow, you don't want it to like come undone with the sewing that you have just done with the machine. So here is the pillow. And this duck canvas is definitely a lot harder to turn inside out than anything else I work with, which is strictly fleece for the most part. Come on. Alright, so here we go. This is good to go. Next step, stuffing. When stuffing the pillow, you need to go to your local fabric store and buy some stuffing, or like I did when I first made my very first pillows that got me where I am today. I took a pillow, a bed pillow, just like a regular sleeping pillow, tore it open and used the stuffing in there. So you can do that too. So I buy this kind of fiberfill. And it's just called polyfill. It's just a very basic, but it's very soft, and it's very like spongy. So they do have other ones out there that are like organic, if you want to do that, but they're not as spongy, and they kind of get flat after a while. So this is the kind that I like. It's just a polyester fill. When you're stuffing the pillow, it's pretty easy. You just put stuffing in. Now what I like to do is I like to work kind of almost like a pizza crust around all of the edges and then fill up the middle. Because what can happen is if you're just pushing the stuffing in there all which ways, you'll miss some things, and you'll have some little flat parts of the pillow, especially the corners. So I always start by filling up the corners and kind of going outwards, and I do that for every corner. Okay, so once you're done stuffing it, it's going to look like this. It still has a hole in the bottom. You kind of just have to feel, you know, like, is this going to be good? Is this going to be stuffed enough? It's just kind of personal preference. I don't know. I've done them so many times that I just kind of know how you know, stuffed I want it to be. If you want to be like really anal retentive about it, you can weigh it every time. This one weighs, I'm guessing 11 ounces, 12 ounces. Let's find out. Scale. Oh, it's close. 13.8 ounces. So this is going to be sewn up. Next step is to sew it. You have to do this by hand. Believe it or not, all the little stuffed toys you may have, pillows you may have, the bottom part of it is actually hand sewn. Let's see if I can get a good close up here. This opening, what you need to do is make it so it looks like it's sewn inside. So you have all this nice sewing here on both sides, and you want to make it look like it was sewn underneath too. And you have to do what's called a blind stitch, which means you put your needle underneath like this. So you basically are going to fold in like this, and then you sew along the fold. So this is all sewn up, as you can see. More or less looks like it was never sewn by hand. So what I like to do is just, I take my two fists like this and kind of like evenly distribute the stuffing a little bit better. And then there we go. So it looks pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. It hangs. Let's do the couch test. I like to do the couch test. So put it on the couch. Looks pretty good. Looks like it fits on the couch. Alright. Well, cool. I hope you guys liked that little more or less tutorial video. I don't know. I just turned on the camera and decided this is what's going to happen. Catch you guys later.